Hi guys, this is Lachette, and this is my March review video, finally. Hopefully these will all be on time from now on. This one is the February one. Just came out and it's not. So let's jump in. I do the divination at the end as always. So I still have no new collections pages. There will be some in other post quarter one. So you'll see when I do my April review. So my Pisces content calendar. This was difficult to draw, as you saw. Somewhat, I think it came off in my March plan with me video. But first of all, I love the color scheme. It worked out really well. But this, as always, is based off of one of the Art Deco styles that I did in my 2020 setup. So I'm looking for the one that I did that with. Where is it? I think... Oh, duh, it's based on this one. I don't know why I was looking for something. So, a variation thereof, basically. So this is pretty much the end of this insert. I need to get a new one, but I can't. Not the same one anyway. But yeah, so I have a spring restock here and a spring sale, and then all the YouTube videos for the most part. Here are weekly spreads, events, things that are happening, things that I want to watch and attend, and then social media, the content, other than the videos. Here, YouTube, current projects I'm working on for the week, and stuff coming up in the horizon, whether projects, events, holidays, whatever. Just reminder. I messed up this title and I have to go back later and fix it much later. I put February instead of March, but not much went on here, and you see I'm not using the habit trackers anymore. And this is where I lost the dark purple pen that I still have not found, by the way. So I'm started using the light purple weekly spreads, and that is the last one. So now we go on to my monthly log. Oops, my monthly logs here in this insert. This is a little low, but it's okay. There's nothing else on this page, and I'm fine with that. My monthly log. So BTS had just come back like a day or two before this at the end of the last month. So now this was there, like, we're on American TV, even though we filmed this weeks ago. Babysitting, getting extra money, Janet Ajamu's wedding, which turned out into a big thing that I will get into later. The full moon, and All-Star Witchathon, and then Zodiacathon at the bottom, and the spring equinox. All of my projects, so a lot of stuff partially completed, and other things not. So this is mostly in March. The Pisces season goes from the very end of February to March 24th this year. So coronavirus officially became a big deal in the US during this time. So certain things took a backseat because life changed. I really love this color scheme, and I'm sorry, just... yeah. Alright, so I apologize if you can hear all of that, but so Still filing taxes. Girl is behind. She has been behind. It's multiple tax returns, that's why. Materiamedica course, I did most of it this month. Zodiacathon, um, I did it. It did not, I did not, uh, like, it's done. I didn't, do well, but it's done. Spring equinox happened. We did stuff for it. Spring restock happened. The spring sale, I actually decided not to do because couldn't afford to do that. I didn't know retail jobs because life, and no selling or donating books because life. The three new products I had started on, I showed you in the February review. Didn't finish them, but it's okay. Started on this project, didn't finish it because stuff happened. Did not do this. Scheduling doctor's appointments for the year, I put that off because they're kind of busy and other priorities right now. Second quarter goals I worked on, my first quarter review I worked on, and I did not work on finish that Oracle deck, but I did think about it. And the 100-day project, I think we're just gonna scrap that. Yeah, so field and sky notes. Again, the blue is the astrological happenings during this period, and the purple is the natural things that I notice happening in my neighborhood. Lots of buds on trees everywhere is kind of weird to me. I don't know. So early in the year, like February, not even like late February, not even mid-March or late March. The spiked seed pods all over from the sweet gum trees, like they had like the parks people had come and mounded them up in piles and hundreds of piles because they were everywhere. When I went to Crotona Park, and other places, but mostly those trees are in the park, which is good because otherwise we'd have a problem. Early flowers, daffodils, cherry trees, plum trees, magnolias, red maple, and pear trees. I'm really happy that we have so many flowering trees on the street from a visual, experiential standpoint because otherwise with a lot of natural places close, like the botanical gardens, we wouldn't be experiencing that part of spring. And I'm glad I didn't miss that, I should say. So, release and manifest once again. Didn't really release anything, or I didn't think to release anything. Manifest during the following the moon, calm and confidence. Books. So I read a lot of books during this period. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15? Is that 8? 15 books. I read 15 books thanks to the readathons. And you can see where I lost the dark purple pen. I was using the light purple one. But this spread wound up being helpful. I had only done one page as before, so what I had to do is I have a dot grid notebook that is from a previous bullet journal that I had some pages left over, but not enough to keep going. So, and it has tear out pages. So I used the washi tape and put it in there because my music page also went up. So most played, I did like a little music player cell phone thing around it. BTS, except for Best Part by Daniel Caesar featuring her, which is actually an old song, but that's okay. I also got to do like the playlist that I listen to the most. These are all Spotify playlists, and they help when I'm doing Plan With Me's, when I needed to relax because I was getting anxious with the information overload from coronavirus updates, and social media, when I needed to focus on something. These are all like, except for some of the songs in the lo-fi hip hop, none of these have vocals, which is nice. And I wanted to keep track of them because I listen to these a lot. A lot, a lot. And then albums, because otherwise my most played would be super long. Map of the Soul 7, Norman fucking Rockwell by, I forget her name, Lana Del Rey, who I'm really enjoying now. I want to watch music videos, so I'm getting better. My brain makes a connection more. The Little Mermaid and Sherlock, by Shiny, actually. So, yeah. Then we've got my memories pages. My memories page. And Janet and Ajumu's wedding, I wound up being the officiant. The Map of the Soul 7, which was still going strong. COVID-19, Ostara, Witchathon. Seeds, I bought Seeds. Zodiacathon. The Spring Equinox. Materiamedica. My Fight with TT. Driving Upstate, and the Science Fair. The spacing didn't work out the way I thought it would when I started making this. And then it's okay though, because I have a feeling there's some other stuff I might go back and include later. Now, here is my review page, my growth tracker, and then the things I'm focusing on in April are my Facebook page for my Etsy shop, and Instagram. Here, my income and stuff is here, but y'all don't need to see that, and I forgot to cover it. And then the questions I'm working on. My schedule doesn't need to change too much. I just needed to adjust to my mom working from home. I talked about the stuff that I completed, what's still in the works, but we already discussed that. Following my intuition worked well this month when it came to business and plans. Officiating Janet's wedding, driving around upstate New York in the dark. Seed planting, the Materiamedica course, going for walks in the park, applying for jobs. To multiply those results for future things, I want to continue following my intuition. Don't wait, and not letting myself overthink, which is how I spiral into negative stuff. Also, time blocking for professional projects and more self-care. I did get closer to my annual objectives. Anxiety and panic related to the coronavirus is the obstacles I'm facing. I'm not worried about getting sick. It's just the outcomes of what we need to do to flatten the curve, to reduce the spread, basically. And dealing with other people. Too much information is overwhelming, and so my default is to hide and overthink, which leads to nothing getting done, and then panic and anxiety, and then the lack of freedom annoys me. The calming music playlist helped overcome it, giving myself space to only do 1 or 2 things a day, following my intuition, local nature walks, watching funny things, not listening to the news anymore, and reading romances. And what can I try next? Teas, crystals, Reiki, essential oils. These are my self-care go-tos, and I need to bring them all out. More direct communication with friends and family, video chats and stuff like that, in our projects, the at-home concerts, dedicating myself to work projects, a serious and concerted effort to reduce social media use, and yoga for exercise. Showering, brushing my teeth first thing in the morning. So now my dailies, journaling about BTS, some notes, things, dailies. Alright, so I kind of glossed over it because it's not here in my bullet journal, but and I mentioned it a couple of times. One of the big things that happened this month was the fact that one of my friends was getting married on the leap day, February 29th. And she lives upstate. It was happening upstate. I don't live upstate, so I went upstate to a friend's house. That friend, turns out, had stomach flu. Yes, stomach flu, stomach virus. She was throwing up, which is nothing in COVID-19 or coronaviruses. This friend who was throwing up was actually the wedding officiant, so she couldn't do it. She was also supposed to pick up someone else. So I wound up driving her car to pick up this other person to go officiate our friend's wedding, unplanned. I am a licensed officiant. I have officiated other weddings, so it wasn't that. It was more the driving, but I was nervous. I don't drive very often. I know how to drive, but I don't have to, and I don't own a car, so I don't do it very often. And I was driving around upstate, which is totally different from New York City, and unfamiliar roads. I wound up driving back in the dark because it's not the city. The lights are not everywhere, so it was tiring. And then I wound up with the stomach flu 2 days after I got back home, so that was fun. And then we had to wipe down everything once I got home because luckily my parents didn't get it. Here are my All-Star and Witchathon. All-Star, Witchathon, and Zodiacathon spreads, which I'm very proud of, especially the Zodiacathon one. Even though I only read one book, I read all of the books for All-Star, Witchathon, and enjoyed them all. Not exceptionally happy with the spread, how it turned out, but it's okay. It's okay. Here is me doing the Materiamedica course. You'll start to see more notes. So the Materiamedica course is from the Herbal Academy, and it's basically showing you how to research and stuff to fill in and create your own Materiamedica. This is a herbal book of sorts where you have all of the information for a plant and how it can be used for healing physically. And this is a course I bought 2 years ago and still hadn't taken, so I finally started it. It's basically 5 classes and a test at the end, I think. I've done the 5 classes, or I've done 4 classes. This is me copying the checklist for each class, and you'll see notes throughout from it. But yeah, I wanted the checklist here so I didn't have to constantly go on the computer to check the checklist. That makes sense. So yeah, dailies, notes, thoughts, journaling, notes. Chanel's 24-hour readathon I attempted to do. A dream I had. More notes. Things to do in pause. And this kind of basically inspired my second quarter goals. Pause is what our governor, Cuomo, is calling the stay-at-home thing, and only essential businesses being open. I forget what each letter stands for. Doesn't matter. Basically, we're in a 90% quarantine. These are personal things I reminded myself I could do and work on. I don't need to go out. I don't need to buy stuff to do. And business stuff that I can work on. And since I'm pretty sure it's going to be several months of this, in some way, shape, or form, this basically, like I said, wound up being the foundation for my second quarter goals. My first quarter review, just as, helping plan out the second quarter, more dailies, more notes, and that is it. Now let's look at my divination journal. So, we go back. As you remember, I've got my year-ahead spread for March. These are my things. These are my thoughts before the book and after the book. Capricorn was the card used from Black Moon Astrology as above. To see the physical cards, you can check out my March Plan With Me video. So it's resourceful, ambitious, practical is Capricorn. The phrases I use, and it's kind of like, that goes back to the resourcefulness, the practical, like, I use what I got, do what I can, and I keep going. Driven is the other word. Getting things done despite perceived obstacles. That was the feel for this month, the energy I was working with, just pushing forward, always going back to ground myself in reality when anxious and overwhelmed. So below from Light Strider Tarot is the Eight of Wands. Card denotes movement. Kind of going with the flow, even though the flow is a swift river, making decisions, changing my mind, coming up with new ideas, going with that, whatever. Trusting myself is what got me through, and just that drivenness got me through like all of the things from the very beginning of the month, with suddenly having to officiate a wedding, suddenly having to drive around for hours when I hardly ever drive. Like my knee was hurting afterwards. Those are muscles I did not usually use. Making business decisions based on what's happening with the coronavirus, and doing the Materiamedica course, getting through those 2 readathons. And then I forgot to draw. That's what I forgot to do. My bead of the month was not a bead. My thing of the month was a nickel, which I'm still kind of confused about. It's survival, I guess. I can change and still be of value. A reminder to ground myself. Or that it can be used to ground myself. Be practical. Things, hard times, I guess, monetarily. The quote I have to help clarify things, lent some credence to being practical, removing distractions, because it was like pulling the hair back tightly away from the face. And then for healing, like going out in nature, having greenery, it would help ground me. So that is my March review. Thank you so much for watching. Please like this video if you liked it. Subscribe if you want more Plan With Me bullet journal, divination journal videos. And I will see you guys in the next video. I hope you're staying home, staying healthy, considering your mental and emotional health. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.